Hey everyone, welcome back to the Casadio Mog 6x6 build. We got up to the cab, and then on the last one I also put the stack on, even though it's technically part of the next section, because it's part of the cab, so I don't know why it wasn't in that section. Next we are doing the torsion-free bed, the flatbed, and I believe I have the roof rack from the Overland pack that I'm going to put on. And then this should be it. I think that we can get through it all in this last video. It doesn't seem like a lot of work. It just seems like a bunch of screws, but I mean, it's not like a lot of pieces to put together. So I think we're good to go here. All right, let's get on to the torsion-free bed. Yeah, a lot of these are just the flatbed pieces, the rails. We're going to be looking for pieces like these. I don't know if it had a printable thing. 97 through 101. So there's like a lot of pieces in individual pieces. So like, you know, there's a ton of these are like the side rails. These are for like I think the actual side pieces. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's all like one set. I think this is like 1, 2, 3. I think that might be what this is. That's why they're grouped how they are. Okay, 198. And some of these, 97, some of these you're not going to use if you're doing just the 4x4. You won't need the, I think it's like the last one. Or maybe it's the middle one. I don't know. More side rails, 108. And this is like the front, like cab protector area. So we're gonna leave those to this, put those to the side. We don't need those for a little bit. All right, first section we have looks like 2 triangles in a. I think it's gonna go in order. So let me try to put these in order. Actually, I'll be right back. Okay, so we are not gonna go in order. 97, 98, 99, 100, 101. We skipped 2, 3, and 4 because that is the locked diff, the TPU rim, and the TPU tire. So I don't know why that's there. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it goes up to the flatbed stuff. Okay. I think it's gonna still start at like 97. Well, so let me pull these apart and check. Okay, no, it is not gonna be what I thought. I was hoping it was just gonna be in order to grab parts. So we need these 2 parts from 97 and this part from 100. We're gonna make sure the arrow goes to the right, the arrow on this to the right, and the arrow on this to the right. So we're looking like this. So you just got to make sure all the arrows line up on here. Okay, so then we're gonna put 2 M2x30s one direction, then 2 M2x30s another direction. Arrows this way, and we want to do the left and right. So you'll actually see the holes are bigger. Left and right here, and on this way the holes are bigger, top and bottom. All right, so now we got this little piece. All the arrows the same direction, 2 that way, and then 2 up and down. And then we are going to put it onto part number 100, the one with the big shelf looking part on it, I think. This one. Arrows are pointing this way, and we also have to make sure the arrows are pointing the same direction. Just like this. Yeah, 2 M2x30s. Okay, there we go. And just kind of rocks, and just make sure all your arrows are still facing the same direction. And then this part, there's no arrow on it, so it doesn't matter, it seems. It's going to go right here. And 2 M2x20s. This one didn't have any arrows on it, as far as I could tell. So, yeah, and it didn't say to point it. It didn't point out any. Now we're going to put it on the frame. Place the front frame support. Make sure the subframe is placed correctly. So all the arrows are going to face forward. And this is where I think I'm going to have to worry about where I wired my zip tied my wires, because I didn't really think about it at the time because I didn't know what holes we were using. So I might have to cut back some of my zip ties and redo them. And it looks like we're going to be going right around here. Yeah, it looks like. So do we have? Yeah, so it's 4 mounts total. That there, and over here. Yeah, so let me undo my zip ties. I'm gonna have to just re-zip tie a lot of this stuff, I think, after. And I'm curious if I should have it behind like this, or if I should be having it on top for the wires. Let me place this down. All the arrows towards the front. Oh, and then my wires for my batteries are going to be an issue. Okay. All right, I guess I'll just put those to the side for now. And I almost think I want to do this. Then it's kind of holding them up too to make sure they're out of the way. Yeah, right there it lines up. So what's the point of the zip tie there? You can't really get to it. You're going to be pulling your wire down through. All right. 4 M2x12s. All right, got those bolted up. This one strips like straight out. I didn't even, it didn't even grab at all. So I might just drill that out, put like a 2.5 in there. I don't think I can put a longer one in because I think it's as long as it can be kind of deal. Like I don't know. Okay, no, I was able to put an M2x16 in there and it actually grabbed. So feel a little better about that. Now, if there's an issue though, I'll just drill it out to an M2.5. The only thing I worry about when I do that is how much meat is there. Because I know he put like reinforcers around the holes, but I don't know how much it's reinforced. So like I don't want to drill it out too much and then there's not like meat. It's just like the open void of like the middle of these. But we'll have to see. Okay, the next little torsion bar thingy, I think he's in parts 101 here. And we're kind of doing the same sandwichy thing. The only thing that's kind of annoying is the arrows are different directions. Why would the arrows be different? I mean, that's how he has it, so I'm going to do it. But like, it doesn't. See, like, why would you have forward, forward, back? Huh. Okay. Use the correct holes left and right. Yeah, we're doing the same thing. M2x30 again. I just realized that there's a 98 that has these same parts, so I'm hoping they're the same. Oh, build 2 if you're doing a 6x6 version. Okay, so I think that I think part 101 must have been for the 6x6 only. Let's see here. Yeah, 6x6 only is 101, so technically I just made the second one, but yeah, there's 2 of these, that's why. All right, so 98 does the same thing, so just build this the same way. All right, got 2 of those made. Errors on these are going this way, the middle thing's going that way. Okay. Let's see here, and then we're going to place it on the frame. So it looks like the arrows on this part need to face forward, but this part need to face backwards. Because we are going to be on this area here. Like this. Oh, I don't like that. I guess it can't go that far, actually. But it kind of can. That's unfortunate. I don't like that. Because those wires can pinch very easily. And I don't want these wires on the outside of the frame, though. That's quite frustrating, honestly. Guess I'll have to do this and go underneath. And I'll just have to, I'm just going to have to undo these zip ties, I think, because I need freedom to put them where I need to put them right here. And I do have extra in the front and tons of extra in the back. So if I need to move them around, I can do that. And it would be annoying to have to reroute these a little bit, but they can unplug on the front. Well, you know, quite annoyingly, but they can at least. So I'll just leave these loose for now. And I have plenty of extra for this. That's why I didn't cut this. I was going to cut this shorter and make it so it's not so bunched up, but I wasn't sure I was going to have to reroute anything. So yeah, there's a hole here too. I could route this through. Oh, it's going to be annoying, but it might be the best way to do. I'm going to have to undo the cab probably. Okay. Yeah, M2x12s on there. This one I had to put an M2x16 in also. All the rest of these are M2x12s. So I don't know on that. This is just making sure it's pointing the central arrow is pointing backwards, which we're doing. And you repeat for this other mount, and that's going to go way back here, which I need to undo these zip ties. And this is for the 6x6 only. If you're on the 4x4, you only have to do this one. Okay, that one was able to take all the M2x12, so that's fine. This is going to be... Oh, I got to figure out these wires after. Oh, boy. I'll have to just route them underneath here, I think, and then maybe zip tie them to this, and then I'll zip tie down. I don't know, I'll have to undo up front, though, because I need to kind of loosen it up a bit, I think. All right, now we're going to be putting these pieces together. They're not the same. Okay, so they kind of do like this. You have to get the ones that match up like that. And it's 2 M2x10s down through these on all of them. And if you're doing the 4x4 version, you need to do 4 sets of these. If it's a 6x16, 5 sets. So let me toss all these together. All right, we got 5 of those all done. And now we're going to be going on to the rails. I'm going to go this direction. I think this is for the 6x6 extension. The ones that don't have a notch on them. And then there's ones like this. And like this. Yeah. So we got to go like this. Like arrows up, arrows up. This one has like 2 notches in it. This one has a single notch. We need 2 of these. And hold on. Are they the same? Yeah, they're literally the same. Okay. Just like that. And there's 2 M2x16s in each one. Once we got those, we are going to put one of these on. Slide the cross bars on the rail. So we got like this, and the flat side towards this direction. And it's going to go down onto this one. Right there. And this one's, oh, and then you want to make sure the hook is this direction. And the arrows are facing outwards. So I got that. And then it's 4 M2x16s. And then the other 2 pieces for this section at least. I guess this could have been said in one step, I feel like, but we like to do multiple steps. That, and this one goes on this side. What is that? It's like a piece of brown from the other stuff. This one's taut. All the same direction, like the flats towards the, well, I'm going to call it the front for now because it's towards these. And 8 M2x16s. Okie dokie, got that there. And then we're going to be putting these sections on here. 4 M2x16s, and we got one for here too. Okay, and another cross brace. And honestly, I'm going to go to the next step because I believe we're going to be putting in the 6x6 extension. Usually you just put the 16s in there. Double check the orientation. And then, yeah, we're going to be doing for the 6x6 only. We have these bars. And we need to put the hole goes this direction. This is going to go here. And here. So you want the flat spot this way, the flat spot this way, holes on this side with these. And it's M2x16s on there also. But like I said, we need to put these in. To here. Then M2x16s also. And then we put it in here. I just want to do all the 16s at once. So it goes like this for the whole bed. I think it would have been easier to put these pegs into here first, then these, and then this. Because right now I'm trying to fight this going back and forth. If I just like put the pegs in and then did this and then this, it would have been way easier. And then this all gets M2x16s here, 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 in here. So 4, 8, 12, 16 of them. All right, got all those in there. As far as I can tell, there's supposed to be a gap here. I couldn't not get it. As soon as I had screwed in the screws, it like made the gap. So I believe that's how it's supposed to be. We're going to be putting it on the truck now. And it looks like this big gap here goes towards the back of the truck. So it goes like this. Like that. Don't worry if it is unstable, it'll be locked in place in the next pages. Yeah, because we're putting screws in. Looks like we're doing M2 by 30s all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 on the other side. Repeat for all the connections. Repeat for the other side. The 4x4 has 2 connection points only. Yeah, we know. This one, and then this is all 6 by 6. Torsion rebed. Lift the truck by placing the jacks. But we put all the bolts in first. Okay. We put all the bolts in, then we need to put the jacks in, apparently underneath it at some point. So let me put all these M2 by 30s in, and we'll go from there. All right, got all those in there. It kind of stinks to get this in there because the head hit like here, but I don't have an extension right now. I can't find it. So I ended up doing most of them by hand because it was getting in the way. Now we need to get... This will prevent the frame from bending before the next assembly step. Okay, so we need to put jack stands underneath. Lift up middle of the frame. I don't understand why the frame would bend, but I mean, it's been sitting here like this for, well, for me, weeks. So I don't really understand what we're doing, but okay. We're attaching what looks like some bed stabilizers, because this bed does this wobble thing. And these are going to kind of keep it steady. But I don't really, I mean, the holes only go in one spot. I don't understand really what we're doing here. Under there, I don't really know where they're supposed to go because they're just kind of under there. So, yeah. We need these things. And there's an arrow, and the arrow points towards the inside of the frame. So right now, I am on this side of the... Okay, I jumped ahead just to make sure because my truck's in a different direction. We want the arrow, because of how the direction I have, this direction. So this right here is going to mount to this right here. There's like 2 holes where this arrow is, and then the round part, there's like a round, like where this middle mount is, there's 3 holes there. Check the arrow, it must point inside, and that's because there's like an offset like this. And it's on this part up here, it's M2 by 25s, and on the bottom it's 3 M2 by 16s. So let me get those in. I'm guessing this is the jacks are just to make it easier to line this all up, but I could just push it into place. All right, got those in. M2 by 25s here, M2 by 16s down on these 3 on each side. I think I can take these off now. Oh, that strengthened it up a good amount. So mine, I think because I printed it in PCTG and PETG parts, my frame was pretty wobbly. I think I've said that a couple times. Adding these definitely stiffened it up. Because when I would pick this up, it would bow like a banana. And I was like just hoping, I mean, there's a little bit of flex still. I mean, it is all plastic, but nothing compared to what it was. So much better. All right, these wires are a problem. Yeah, I got to figure that out. I had thought about putting like a tube, like a metal tube down through the whole thing to kind of hold the wires, and they can run down through it. Doesn't look like that's feasible though, just because of how everything is. But I think that if I just do some zip tying in just the right places, it should be good. I'm gonna figure that out later though, because we still got the bed to do. No, I'm gonna want to do that before the bed, because once the bed's on, we're gonna have a problem. So hold on, let me stop this for a minute. Let me see what I want to do with these wires, and we'll be back. Okay, it's pretty much just re-zip tied where it was, just underneath these parts. This one was fine because it sticks up so far. It's like 2 inches, I don't know, 1.5 inches. This one was fine, nothing changed. Nothing changed here. Like I said, I just made sure it went underneath this bracket because this thing twists and I didn't want to chop a wire. I don't think you would ever go that far, but if you have a heavy load, it probably could, bend over. Same thing with this one. Not a lot of room here. Definitely figure that out before you put this part on if you can, the torsion part, because that was kind of frustrating to zip tie between all these, trying to pull the zip ties and twist them. I'm zip tied in all the spots like I was before. It just kind of wraps around things. Yeah, I definitely, I kind of wish that I could think of a way to put a tube. I was thinking about putting like, brake line or maybe even a plastic tube of some sort down through, but everything's in the way. Like there's never a straight shot. You definitely have to do like bending the brake tube to go through it. And it just doesn't seem like something I'd want to do because then I have to like zip tie it or make a mount. I have to go down the frame rail, bend it around through into the middle of here. But then you don't want to make it too big because then this could hit here. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's just zip tying it nicely as far as you can out of the way and out of the pinch points is the best. But we're gonna go onto the bed now. I'm gonna move this thing because it was already bad enough doing this part with it, let alone these big flat pieces. So I'm gonna take this off of here. Oh, I just realized I gotta put these back in. I'll throw these back in real quick and then I'll let you know how this comes out. But I think it's just gonna go. I think this one, yeah, I'm gonna put this on top of the frame here and go through. And the same thing on this side. It doesn't really matter. It also depends on how long of. Oh man, I'm gonna have an issue getting this through here. I know it. It all depends on how long your wires are, and I got big gauge wire because it's just what was available, and you really don't need it for a crawler. But if this gauge wire was smaller, it'd be way easier. So let me get these in here and take this off of here, and yeah, we'll see you after for the bed. All right, time for the bed. Printable 105 through 117. Yeah, let me try to. I think I put a sticker on all these. The problem is it doesn't really end up mattering because there's a bunch of letters on the bottom that we're going to correspond to. So the numbers were kind of useless. But we'll see what we can find. Connect the plate to the A marks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these, like this one has all A's. So this is number 110. And it looks like we're going to go this direction. And 111? Yeah, 111 I'm going to guess because that's the next number. Looks like that goes this direction. What am I on? Zip tie. Like that. And we need 105 is all the little connector plates. And it's going to be 4 M2 by 6s. This is going to be all M2 by 6s to put this together. Seems quite small for a bed, but I got to go down. Okay, so like this. Yeah, not doing that. I was going to do it by hand, but no. All right. So pretty much, I'm just going to go over this, and then we'll get then I'll come back, I think, because it's literally just putting letters together. So we're putting like A together here, and then it shows the next page. Repeat the same steps, connect other plates. So X and H's all to go together. This one's got an X here, H here. There's a C. Doesn't show C. This must be for the 6x6 maybe. H though. But go through and just put all the letters together. Make them match up. There's apparently another A, I guess. And I'll be back because I think, there's another half or something. Because I don't think that we need to just sit here watching me put letters together. All right, 6x6 bed is done. Technically, you would stop here for the 4x4. And you don't need to do the C parts. You don't even have to print them out, obviously. And then if you do have the 4x4 only, you're going to have like this little opening here. But I think that must goes towards the bed. Because I don't know how else you would kind of cover that up. Oh, you're going to put edges on. We're going to put edges on. That's right. But anyways, CHXA. Probably one of the more annoying parts because you have to kind of like hold these in to start them and then like flip it back over and get them. I kind of wish that these all like screwed in this direction somehow. Like even if there was just like one like a couple bigger plates that you could have done instead. And I understand there's not a lot of meat on this side of it because it went through, but you could have made this one not have a lot of meat and like dimples in there. Because it would have been nice to just be able to put this down, put all these in, and just put all the screws in. But I kind of had to keep flipping this back and forth. But, you know, useful. But usable. It also says, it also like talks about building this, doing the 4x4, and then it talks about the 6x6. So I kind of had to jump ahead just to make sure I did this. I'm pretty sure I had it right. I mean, there's only one more set of letters. But yeah, that's that. Next, we're going to be putting on all the side frame pieces, which are these. And I think that this one is for the 6x6. No, this one's for the 6x6, I think. When you do the 4x4 or on the 6x6, the last section here is different. Like, if you have the 4x4, there's like one piece, and if you have the 6x6, it ends up being like a longer piece, I think. So you kind of need to see what one goes where. I'm going to try to lay these out first. This is number 106. I want to try to lay these out first and then see where we're at. Short piece, 1 bolt and 2 bolts. Looks like, yeah, that can go there. So I guess that one's going to go on this side. The thing is, this hangs down, so I can't bolt these on yet. This is me just trying to figure out where it gets laid out. Look at that. And then this one's here. Then we have a short piece here. And a long piece here. And this is going to be the wheel well area. And then I think we're going to go to 108 here. And this is where I think the little pieces we're not going to use. Possibly. Or we just don't use this at all, maybe? Okay, if you have the 4x4, then you're going to use this piece. Kind of weird they don't put that in the same step. Like, you know, if you're 4x4 here, if you're 6x6, put this one there. So if you're 4x4, you're going to finish off with this. Like right there, and then this one on that side. So I'm not using those. These are going to be for the back end, I believe. Why is there 4 of them then? Oh, the 6x6 section's after. Am I missing a piece? Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot I already put the 6x6 section on first. You'd be putting this on here, over here, like that. But because I have the 6x6, I'm going to be putting this on here and this on here. I don't know why this one's different than the 4x4. You would think the same piece would just go on the back side. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so it's all the same up to here. It just changes right here, this last section. Okay, yeah. And it looks like it's all M2x10s down the side. Yeah, it's all M2x10s down these sides. So let me toss these on real quick. And this is just for the back. I don't know why I have 4. It must be for the front and the back here. Yeah, so it must be, okay, all right. Let me get these sides on and everything, and we'll be back. Okay, and the bed is all together. All of these pieces here are the same M2x6. The sides are all M2x10s right here. The back M2x10s. The front here M2x10s. So anything going this way is M2x10. For some reason, it has you print these back pieces twice. I'm guessing because of 4x4 and 6x6, but I don't remember it saying 4x4 only and 6x6 only. I mean, the 6x6 only, I know, because that's that one, but I don't know why it has these extra. And then these were for if there was a 4-wheel drive, they go here. So those are just extra pieces. Don't be alarmed, I guess. So yeah, M2x10s, M2x6s. This was M2x10s also. Oh, these are M2x16s. Sorry about that. These are all M2x16s that go this way. And then going up there, M2x12s. So here, M2x12s, M2x16s. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I did it a little different than the directions say, because they talked about building the 4x4 and then adding the 6x6, but I just went straight to doing it all together. Now we're putting this thing on the truck. Alrighty. There we go. You guys in frame, sorta. You guys are literally zoomed out as far as you can. So we pretty much, I think, got everything in line. There we go. Is this going to screw into... No. Okay, so now I got to try to aim all these onto here-ish. Don't worry before the steps are the same. Yeah. So it shows like one picture of an M2x16, then it says repeat for the 9 other ones. I don't know, but again, that only needs to be one step. I don't know why that needs to be 2 steps. So you're going to put an M2x16s in all of these right here. I don't know what these holes are for. All down the side, there's holes going down. So let me throw these M2x16s in real quick. Okay, guys, look at that. We got a bed. I'm surprised there's only 10 M2x16s holding the bed down, but seems pretty sturdy. I mean, it's plastic, so I mean, it's not going to be like solid, hard. But that's all together. The only thing left to do is the roof rack area. The roof rack, there's a ladder, and then there's bars that come on down here. We don't have a lot of room left here, so I'm going to try to move a couple things to get this a little farther backward on this thing, I guess, towards me, and so we can work on that. So let me get the pieces together and move this around, and we'll get that done. Okay, as you guys can see, you guys are at a completely different angle than what you usually are, because we're going to be doing the roof rack here and the bars. There's a ladder on the other side, so I'll have to turn it around at some point, but kind of wanted to get this done first. Also, there is a locked differential that you can put in. It talks about next. I didn't do that in this yet. I wanted to try open first. People said the 6x6 with open diffs is pretty good, so I'm hoping it is. I don't want to break anything, so I really don't want to put in a locked diff and rip something apart. So I'm going to try it all open first and see how it goes. This is more of a trail truck anyways. If anything, I thought about maybe like locking the middle one or the rear. Some people are saying the sweet spot's kind of the middle one sometimes. But I was thinking the rear just to kind of push it up and over some places if needed. We'll see. But it does talk about building the lock diff. And then it goes into the cabin accessories, which is what we're going to do now. Printables 118 to 126. This is going to be like a roof rack here. There's some bars that come down like a cab protector, a ladder on the other side. There's lights, but I'm actually not doing the lights because I have some Mias lights I want to put in. And a spare tire carrier, and there's a crane. I think that was it on there. I don't know. You can also drill. So if you had printed, where is it here? So if you had accidentally printed the non-Overlander one like I did the first time, there's a drilling pattern. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted the actual one. Or if you'd already built one and then you got this pack afterwards, because it was kind of like an extra, not an extra like you had to pay for, it was an add-on you did later. There's actually like a template you can put around here, and it drills holes so you can have these mounting areas. So you can do that. And there's also a template for this and a little spacer, and it goes through all of that. But we're not going to be doing that. I printed all this stuff out with the Overlander in mind. All right, let's see what we got here. The actual roof rack. Okay, I think my water softener is starting, so I apologize if you're hearing water trickling and water movement. As far as I'm aware, that's what that is. Yep, sure is. So, my apologies. We're going to start out with this piece. Check the orientation of the frame. Okay, it looks like it's technically front to back, left to right the same. It's just talking about if it's this way, because there's countersunk spots. We're going to go right here. It's M2x8s in the 4 corners. All right, I need to get my lights, because next thing I do, we're going to mount the lights. Okay, so I mounted my Mias lights. I don't know proportionate wise if they are really big enough. So I might be swapping those out. I'm going to keep them on for now, just because I'm already mounted them. And this is pretty easy to take off anyways. This just mounts this plastic piece. There's a bunch of screws, but it's not too bad. Honestly, I might just go with one big light bar, I think. I really want a lot of light, because I know these ones aren't a lot of light. Like, these are just kind of for looks. That, they light up a little bit, but I've had it in the dark in here, and it's not that bright. So I really want these ones to light up for if I'm trailing and it's a little darker, a little bit of dusk kind of trailing. I just really want to have a good amount there. But we'll see. I don't know, maybe I'll print them and try the lights. I'm not sure. So anyway, these are going to get mounted up here, but I wanted to show you, there's a couple options that I'm not going to add. There's a spare tire carrier that goes here, and you mount that up from underneath with an M2x12, and this goes like that. And then there's a crane, which I just printed everything, even though I knew I wasn't kind of printed, like use it. But this would go in this corner here. There's a little pulley, and this is an M2x8 that goes in there. And then there would be an M2x20 up through here to hold it there. But I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to try to design some kind of like a basket almost type of thing. I'm not sure, maybe basket or something. I don't have a need for a spare tire. I don't want to buy another set of landmines at 30 something, $40 just to have one to have up here. And I feel weird having a different tire up here. I don't like when the tires don't match. It's odd when you have a different spare. I know spares are sometimes different, but not on something like this. You're going to have the same tire as a spare with something like this. So I don't care for this part for what I'm doing. So I'm not going to have that. The other thing I did print though is I printed this little, where is it here? Yeah, it's like a little bin that he had. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to mount this. I might just double side tape it. I'm not sure. Or someone did design some straps. I think I'm going to use this to kind of hide some of my wires for this. Usually you'd put the wires down through this little oval hole behind each one, but because of how these are, you know, a pod and all together, you can't do that. And these might not be staying anyways. I'm not sure. Got some fuzzies there, but yeah, so this is probably going to go up there. So right now I am going to mount this down. It looks like all of it is M2x8, and there's 16 of them. So there's 8 on this side, 8 on this side, and it mounts this whole thing down. Okay, it's been a few hours because that was a lot of screws to put in here. And I realized if I'm going to do this and put all these 16 screws in, yeah, 16 screws, I better like commit to what I want to do for lights. So I decided, I originally had bought a light bar to put here, and probably going to cancel that. I don't know. Really wanted to put these Mias lights here, but they kind of look too short and too small with the stock little like metal mount that it has. I think I took a picture. I'll put it up here just because like facing this way, it just looked kind of goofy because how small it was, and the silver looked goofy. So I went and printed out like the lights that he has, and they look good. I like the look of them. The size of them was good, but they're not that bright. Well, maybe it's just the LEDs I bought, but they're 5mm LEDs. But even on a full 3S LiPo, like direct power, I mean, they light up, but they're not like bright. These are way brighter. They're not going to like light up the sky or anything, but you know, I just want some more light. Like this is not a lot, so I just like these, and I really wanted to do it. So I actually designed my own mount that is, you know, kind of like the same idea as the bottom. It has like the one that goes up, so it mounts the same as this, and it comes up and makes a U. It looks like a Y pretty much, and you can angle them. I use a 1.4mm bolt, and stock it had like these little itty bitty like 1.2 Phillips. These are out of like an SCX24 type truck, like a 1/24th scale. And I ended up cutting the wires so I could fish it through the holes here like it's supposed to. And I lengthened these 3 I had to lengthen, and I mounted the Casadio box that it has as an option to print. And that's gonna be like where all my wires, you know, hang out. So these 3 got lengthened. They're up in here. They have JSTs on them, so I can unplug them and replace them if I want to, or take them out very easily. And then it has a splitter, which is the stock harness for this. I just like put a male JST on it, so it's in here. And then I put a switch in here, so it can be turned on and off. Well, you can turn it on and off with the button, but I have it on you plug it into the receiver, so you can turn it off with. I have it on channel 3 right now. And I have one of the long extensions I use for back here for the servo. I had another one. I have it running down through here, over here, down the back. There's actually a piece of plastic that you print to cover up the back here, and I'll show you a picture of that. And it goes down under the cab and up into the receiver. The only thing is, and I wish that there was a note in the assembly guide, you can't put this on with the bed on. I mean, you could. I did sneak it through the side here. You have to like, the bottom has to be angled out because it only mounts on the top. There's no screw for the bottom. You can slide it through like this way, but the muffler's in the way. If you slide it this way, you can, but you got to go around the chassis mount, I think it was, and it does get over here. But then you can't fish the wire nicely in this little trough. So I ended up having to take the bed back off just to run this one wire. So they want to comment on the Facebook page that, hey, can you put a little comment, a little note to do this first before you do the bed if you're going to do this, because that, like, this should have been with the cab anyways. Like, it should have been cab. If you want to do the roof rack, do the roof rack, then the bed, because that was annoying. Like, having to take all these, like, I mean, there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 10, but still, some of them stripped out when I was doing it. So, but they like grabbed enough. But then I had to go, and when I took them out, they really stripped out. So there's M2 by 16. I ended up putting M2 by 20 in some of them, and it was fine. And they don't stick out the bottom. There was enough room. Even if you wanted to, you could put a longer one in and put a nut on the bottom, because it goes all the way through the braces. So, yeah. So some of these have M2 by 20, some are M2 by 16 still, because they grabbed. This is back in. It doesn't tell you what screws to use here. I used M2 by 6 millimeter, because you can't go any deeper, because if you do, it goes into the mount that's on the roof, and there's no holes in the mount on the roof. It's only in this. Because the reason I put in some 10s, because I have a ton of 10s. Yeah, but I don't have like much M2 by 6s or 8s. I have no 8s left. Like, I've used them all here for this. Because originally this wasn't part of what I was, like, when I ordered it for this. This wasn't a thing. And even though I ordered extra, A, I dropped a couple, and B, I used like 10 extra right here alone. Let's see here. Where was I with that? Oh yeah, so I took this box. It's in the printables for all this and like the options. And I was going to double side tape it. Then I was like, oh, I'll strap it down. Marcus on the Facebook group made this design for just an easy TPU strap. And I am going to put it on there for looks, but I really wanted something to hold it. So where these holes are right here, the 4 on this side, I took this box and put it up against it when this was off the truck, and I marked the 4 holes, and I drilled it out in this. And then I also drilled a couple big holes so I can put like the DuPont connectors through and the JST connectors through, so I can wire it up underneath. Have all my wires in here. The wires come back out and come back down, so you don't see any wires except a little bit like here, which I'm going to be zip tying back a little more. You can kind of see like the edge, because it's red and yellow and stuff. And then I just put, instead of, I think these were 16, no, 12. No, they're M2 by 8s. These ones, I put M2 by 10 in here, and it was perfect. Like, the extra plastic that's on the bottom of this going through here and into the frame, it fit perfectly. So now this is solid. So I wanted to show you that before I closed it up. So there's a little cover that I had. Right here. And it actually comes with he has like little clips here, and they work really good. If you just push this down and then push these clips on, I made them fall off. That's the first time I've done that. I've played with this box a lot. Yeah, box. And it holds it. But it rattles. I downloaded these ones that Marcus designed on Thingiverse, and it's just 2 pieces of printed PLA. I did PETG actually. Let me tighten this. One's actually loose. And then this is just regular 95A TPU. I'm going to try that. I haven't tried these yet, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, yeah, once I kind of cleaned up the little nubs, and then this one actually went in no problem. This one on this side. It went right through, and I was actually able to pull it and not have to like kind of work it through. And like I said, this is just for looks anyway, so I just kind of get it looks nice. I might cut those down though, because they're a little long. I think he made it long, so then you can cut it down anyways. Yeah, I want to be able to grab it if I need to. I don't want to go too short. I just use some cutters. And now we have this. Actually, I will turn it on so you can see the lights. And I just have it on channel 3 because it's the top lights. I figured it's easier to remember. It does like flashes and stuff, and I don't care about this stuff. And then off. I want to see if I can make it so it defaults to off. I might just swap out that one too for just a regular on-off one. I just don't have one at the moment. I wonder if I can reverse the signal. No, just as soon as it changes, as soon as it turns on, it just turns on. So I want to see if I can get one of those on-off switches only. I don't need the flashing like this. Like, I don't need the breathing. And that's like, yeah, not necessary. But yeah, that's that. And then I did wire these up too. Hazards. Yeah, you can kind of see them in the mirror. I mean, in the camera, but it's just an amber. It's just a yellow behind an amber. I don't want it to be wicked bright. So Yeah, it flashes with the hazards. And I just teed that off of, I think, the front one. So, all right, enough of that. We have a couple more things to install. Not much, though. We just have a couple bars on the side and the ladder. Well, I say we only have a couple things. I'm not installing the other things, but these I will use. I'm going to put them, I think, I'm going to try to see if I can mount them somewhere underneath here as like rock lights or extra reverse lights or something, just because I want to use that. And I have been thinking about that. I ordered that LED light bar here. I thought about putting it on here, drilling a hole, drilling it into there. Not sure yet. Let's see here. So we got the ladder, and we need not that part, this part, and this part. I think yes, the two that go together, like pretty much like have that thing on the same side, and it's M2 by 10s going into here. And then I'm guessing the same thing on the other one. Oh, it says repeat for this. Yeah, just repeat for the other one. All right, and then we're going to be putting these together with, I believe, a bunch of bolts. Okay, I bet this is going to do one M2 by 30, and then it's going to say, do 5 more. Yeah, there we go. That could be one step. This way. So he wants all the bolts going this direction. I don't know if it matters, but I'm just going to do the same. Yeah, so like this is the bottom, this is the top, and this way. So M2 by 30 on all of those. All right, ladder is done. I think it's going to want me to install it right now, but I'm on this side. So I'm going to wait for a minute because I want to put this bar on, I think. So let me jump ahead. I want this one. No. This one. Yes. So you want the one that was printed all flat. This direction. Like it's flat on here. This is bumped in. And then it has like countersink parts for the holes here, the bolts here. 2 M2 by 12s up here. And the bottom gets 2 M2 by 12s also. Next up. And then there is another step if you'd had to drill the panels. I have the ones that were printed. There's a little spacer that you got to put in there to make it like, because it's an angled area here. And then we're going to put, there's like little beams here, like this. And those also get M2 by 12s. I think there's only one way it goes. Yeah, so one side is shorter than the other. All right, so we got this side done. So now I need to flip this whole thing around so I get this side on in the ladder. So hold on a minute. All right, now they're on this side. This bottom here hooks onto there. So it's like it hooks onto the pinch weld. And then up here is going to have 2 M2 by 10s. I think this might be interesting to try to get started. No, that actually went right in there. I did loosen them up and then try to... I wish that there was a bolt going through here, because this is like not even... I had to like loosen it and then straighten it out to kind of get these as close as possible. I mean, this stays on here, but it's not... I kind of wish that there was mounts here that was optional to go through into the cab, or there was some kind of a screw you could do here, because you can move it back and forth. I don't think it's a big deal, but yeah. Now I gotta do this, which was all M2 by 12s. All right, guys. This is the last screw of this whole truck. And we're done. Literally the last page. I mean, there is more that I didn't want to do, but we're done, guys. The only thing I didn't do was the spare tire and the crane, because I just don't want to do the spare tire. The next thing would have been to do the camper assembly, but I didn't do a camper. Obviously, I did a flatbed. Hours, guys. I don't think... I mean, it's going to be less for people that aren't filming, I'm sure, but each episode is probably at least usually 3 to 4 hours of footage of me trying to like talk to you and do the truck, move it around, put all these bolts, these screws in, get the parts separated. It's been crazy, guys. Oh, I'm so excited for this to be done. Not because I don't like working on it. This has been really fun to build, but I want to drive this thing. And I have 2 other projects I really want to work on too. So I want to drive this thing in between doing those projects so badly. That being said, it's been snowy. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of running footage and moving footage, just so you can see it works. You can see how loud it is, see how it moves, see how it turns. But we're not going to be going crazy. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot of like actual like in the woods footage or anything like that, because I mean we got like 18, 20 inches of snow the other day, and before that there was 6 or 8, and yeah, my driveway is like almost a sheet of ice. So it's just because the snow's compacted so much, I need to throw some more salt and sand. That's how bad it's been. Man, this is, look at that. That's that's it's nice. The doors are closing a little better now that I've used them a few times. Um, this one closes pretty good. It hits the edge still. It's kind of annoying that I have to, like that would be perfect, like this right here. So I'm going to try to oval some bolts out maybe somewhere, which means taking all this off kind of sucks. But I want to see if I can, make something move back a bit. I did play with it a little when it was off a while ago because I put a new roof on. I think I told you guys. And when I loosened it and pushed it, it actually wanted to maybe stay. But I think I need to oval the holes out, maybe put a washer on there and really clamp it down, and then I can kind of keep it like this because it's like a perfect gap right now. Right now, the top of the door is touching. The same on the other side. Actually, I think the other side was actually worse. It was tighter. There's a couple little things like that I got to work on, but this is the main finish, the main build. I guess let me flip it around for you guys one more time. This thing is nuts. I'm also going to grab my scale and see if I can weigh it. The problem is, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that because this thing's so large, but let me go grab it. Let me see what I can do. Okay, I got my scale. It goes up to 50 pounds. I know it's not 50 pounds. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I had another scale. I forgot it only went up to like 10. I was like, they hated it as soon as I put it on. I did put it on here one time to make sure it can stay. It kind of stays. Looks sketchy, but we're all zeroed out. Oh boy. Okay, guys. Oh, okay. Okay, we are at 21 pounds, 3.3 ounces. And we'll go to grams for all you people that aren't in freedom units. 9,620. So 9 kilograms, 620 grams. That's nuts, guys. I'm trying to think of what my heaviest truck is. I think my heaviest truck's around like 12 pounds, 10 pounds, something like that. It's my LC80. It's more of a trail truck. And that's just because it has this doesn't even have batteries in it. Well, it has one, I think. Yeah, it's got one, 5,200 mAh. So technically it would be more because I'm going to be running. Oh, that is sketchy to watch. I'm technically going to be running 2 of these. 99.86. No, 99.88. 22 pounds, 0.3 ounces. And I'll just do it dry too, quote unquote. I'll take the both batteries out. All right, and then dry weight, so no batteries in it. It's literally just, this would be dry, putting it in the vehicle, storing it ish. We are at 20 pounds, 7.2 ounces, or 9,276 grams. That's crazy, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off of here because I'm just sketched out looking at this. Oh man, so there we go. I'm seeing that these are like different. You see that? I think it's the way that they were printed on the bed on like my bamboo P1S, because they all have the same texture, but like this one looks silver to me, looks black to you. This one looks black to me, looks silver to you. I think it's like the way that the grain of the texture was, because when I turn my head, it's the other way. So that's kind of annoying, but it'll get scuffed up anyways, I'm sure. Size comparison. This is a Red Cat Gen 7. Which actually doesn't look that bad on there, honestly. Kind of surprised. Probably because of the big tires I have on it. This is more of a just trail kind of fun truck that it doesn't look, scale. Obviously, the tires are way too big. But yeah, just a size comparison wise, just to see a little bit. I don't know where my LC80 went. I just want to just had it, but it's not here. But yeah, there it is. Let me go see if I can get some footage for you, just so you can see it moving around, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, outside for his maiden voyage. Totally forgot it was nighttime when I finished this up, but we got the hazards on. We got the high beams on, the overhead lights on. Look at that Mercedes logo glow. That is nice. Hazard on the side. I didn't put any lights on the side. I got a file to put some lights on the side. I didn't realize it's only if you don't have the bed on, I think. Hazards going. Get the little Euro plate there. Right now we're in parking, so it's kind of like a bright tail light, like it's on the brake. And then when you try to drive away, it gets lighter. Then we got reverse lights. Then we got the four-wheel steer going. Let's see the turning circle. That is not bad for this huge truck. That's let's see here. I'd say it's probably about a 6-foot circle. Oh, she's got some whine to her when she's up in there in the RPMs. Oh boy, that 1800 kV Fusion 8 SE is gonna have some power. Not that I wanted it, but you know. Oh, into the snow a little. We're not going to be able to do anything because it's, you know, icy, snowy. Maybe I should fix that light. I just bought it a year ago too. Pissed me off. I don't think we're going to be able to climb anything because A, we're not locked diffs, and B, it's snow and ice. Oh yeah, that's all we got. Oh, we got an airplane going over. Couldn't figure out what that noise was. It's a little bouncy too because the tire's kind of flat spotted. They didn't have it up. Oh boy. Those not locked diffs are really not helping. There we go, powered through it. Very curious on how it would be with locked diffs, but I don't want to like break something. Because it's all plastic, 3D printed, you know, all that. Not as loud as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it is kind of loud. Especially right now when there's literally no noise because it's nighttime. Now what I'm curious about is if I turn off four-wheel steer, now how wide is the turning circle? It's still not that bad. It's probably because of the unlocked diffs. We're on a hill, so it keeps going lower and lower. Then, of course, we do have crab walk, which we're never going to use, really. But we could. It still wants to turn because of how much more the front turns. Yeah, I'll never use that. We're only going to be doing this pretty much. Okay, well, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of show of the lights. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow, then I'll get you guys some daytime footage. See you then. All right, and we're outside of the Mog. I was out last night, like I showed you guys a little bit of. And it seemed to work okay. It seems really fast. the 1800 kV, you know, I thought it was going to be fine. I mean, I don't want to go any different, though. I don't want to go at 1200 kV. So, yeah. I don't know, this thing, let me show you. Speed Demon. Let me tell you, you're getting places quickly with this thing. I mean, it seems like I can take it. It's a little noisy. It's gotten a little quieter in the little bit that I've run it, but it is noisy. And it was expected. I already heard about that. It sounds like the gears kind of get quieter as you drive them. Kind of, I don't know if they smooth over, but they kind of work together. Because right now there's a bunch of layer lines, you know. It does not climb snow. I tried that last night. You know, open diffs. It digs right in. Oh. Well, hold on. Had to give it a little push. I dug right into that snow. But yeah, I'm thinking about like making one axle locked. I'm not sure. I'm back and forth on it. I don't want to break something. I'd rather it just slip. Because, I mean, I'm not going to be driving this in snow much, honestly. I built this. It's probably going to sit on the shelf until spring comes. This is more of like a winter type project for me. Because the snow's just too deep here. I mean, look at my project vehicles I never finish in the snow. And that's some of it has melted a little because it's got a little warm every so often. But it's too deep. And it's too soft. But I just wanted to be able to at least move it around, drive it around, give it a look over, see how it goes. I don't think there's anything that's really hard enough to, yeah, see, it's all just too soft. But I got the wheel speed to get out of it somewhat. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to, we ain't climbing anything with this thing. But it kind of also scares me when it's not snowy, that if I can't climb even a little bit, am I going to be able to climb up, say like muddy hills or like, loose dirt? And that's why I'm really thinking about locking at least one of the hazards turned off. There we go. That's the annoying part about it being a steering to turning on and off, is if I do happen to hit it like 3 times, like turning, if I like tab it, like it kind of turns off. So I don't know. I'm going to try to find a hazard only like switch of some sort that just does hazards. I looked around a little bit, but I haven't looked hard. Truck coming, hold on. I haven't looked hard though. I got to look a little bit better and see what I can get. Trailing wise is going to be fine. It's just if I'm going to, like I said, if I go up like a hill of some sort, I feel like it's going to have issues. And it's already kind of light on that back end, especially with 4 tires. Yeah, I don't know. It's going up here fine, but it's also pretty packed down. Yeah, I mean, it does okay like this. I'm not sure on the trailing part, but yeah, I know this isn't a lot of footage. I'm going to have when it comes spring and all this crap melts, I'm going to have an actual, like, trailing video, like, overview of it to show you, how it goes. But I really just wanted to get it out here at least a little bit. And, yeah. Anyways, let's go back onto the bench. Check it out. I mean, I kind of beat on it a little bit. Make sure nothing broke. And go from there. All right, guys, and we're back inside. I'll let this thing kind of melt a little bit. Still a little bit of water, but, melt a good amount of it to try to not be so wet on here. I looked it over, and I don't see anything broken. I think everything's good to go. I never flopped it, so I didn't have to worry about trying to check those. I think this will protect them a little bit too, maybe, hit a little bit, not really, but, help it a little. Didn't see any broken gears. I didn't see any links that were broken. I do think I want to reprint some things because I was seeing it flopping around a bit. Look, the drive shafts are fine. I'm down below looking up here. I kind of want to, I saw the links kind of seem like they were wobbling a lot, and I know they're plastic, but I think since I made them in PCTG, they're more flexible than they would have been if I did PLA. So I've been thinking about like maybe reprinting like one set of them. The rear ones are going to be the easiest to try to swap. These ones are kind of annoying to swap because you have everything in the way to get to the top mount for the links. And then the side links here, you have to take all this stuff off to get to them. This one, I think to get the links off, I'd have to take this whole box off. And these ones, I think I can literally see that link there, that link here. And the ones on the back are pretty open if I take the bed off. So I think I might try to print out some PLA stuff. I've also noticed The axles, quiet. They're like, listen, you can't hear anything because they're open. But like they're quiet. Like that means the gears inside, like the little the spider gears are called, whatever. The 4 differential gears are moving around inside, and there's like no sound. It's all transmission that's making the sound. But here, if I spin both these tires, so I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's going to quiet down, I'm sure, a bit. Plus, I'm never going as fast as I was today. I was really just trying to beat on it a bit to kind of really, see the speed, see the potential, and see what it would do. But it didn't. Nothing broke. This thing's so cool to see. It's so weird to be driving around such a big truck, and I'm very happy with this thing. I'm so happy with this. I just, there's a couple tweaks I want to figure out. I want to figure out the door alignment issue. I want to reprint a couple things just because, like, interior wise. The seats, I'm kind of annoyed how much you can see the bleed. I'm going to take a picture right now and show you guys what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard. The reflection is not very helpful, but the front didn't bleed as bad as the back did when I painted the bolsters, and you can see like the windows, like bam, right there. I'm thinking about reprinting them and just fixing that. Maybe not even doing a 2-color, or maybe doing the AMS and just doing it came out halfway decent in the AMS. Honestly, I almost think it might have been better than what this is because of the bleed on the paint. So maybe I'll try that again. It's just such a waste of plastic. It's so much waste, and it takes forever. If I print these seats, I think they're only like 4 hours. So I printed like 1 color, maybe even less. I don't remember. It wasn't a lot though. I printed 1 for print. I went to work, came back, they were done. If you put a 2-color like I'm doing here, these print on the end and it prints on the bottom. So like this is up like this. It has to literally every single, oh my God, stop it. Literally every single layer change has to change color. And I think it ended up being like 20 something hours to print just those seats. So A, it's a time waster, and B, it literally filled up my poop chute thing on the back side of my printer. I don't know. Maybe I'll print them and then have my wife paint them by hand, because she does artsy kind of stuff. She does painting and stuff, so maybe she'll do better at it. I taped it off, like I masked off the middle, and I spray painted it. And spray paint it's liquid, so it can leach. It can kind of slip. I don't know if that's the word. But anyways, it'll kind of run. That's the word, run. But yeah. It's done, guys. This will be the final video for this series right now. When it comes springtime, when it's trailable, when there's no snow, I'll do a more in-depth video going over what I think, upgrades I might have done. I have a couple little things I thought about doing, but I figured maybe I'll just work on those and then kind of throw a video at the end, like, hey, this is how it's supposed to be built. And then after, maybe a couple things I'll change up and do, and an overview on it. But yeah, that's it. Throw any comments, questions, or suggestions down below, guys. This is very curious on what you guys think. It's been pretty positive that I've seen, like, on Instagram and everything. Not that I posted, don't have a lot of followers on Instagram. So go to down below. I have some links on Instagram and stuff. Go check that out and give me a follow, guys. But the things that I have seen in the Crawler Canyon Discord, I posted it on, everything. People really have been digging it, and I have really been loving the color. I was questionable on the color at first. I liked it, but I was like, I don't know, once it's all together, I'm not sure. Absolutely love it with the black and this color, and I'm stoked. I'm happy. So anyways, I think that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.